Today, I am not wasting nobody's time. Everyone's wondering what the best weapon is in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Well, here you have it, is the M4, and here's the attachments. So the build I kind of wanted to make is a faster pace and more accurate gun. The only thing that this is really missing is the long range gunfights, but as you know, this game is very fast paced and it's very short map, so you're not really getting into those long range gunfights. So let's get into the first attachment. I'm using the SZ Gen 6 PEQ, and we're going to go over the pros and cons for every single one of these attachments. So sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed is for the pros, which, like I said, we're going to try to make this as fast as possible. Now, the only part that I really don't like about this is the laser is visible when you are aiming down sights to enemies, which it does kind of give you away, but you are also, sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed is getting increased, so you got to take the trade-off somewhere. The next attachment is the FT Cannonade, if that's how you say it. The pros and cons. The pros are the sprint to fire speed, movement speed, aiming stability, and hip fire accuracy. Like I said, we wanted fast pace, more accurate, but we are limiting the long range fights. Now the cons are muzzle velocity and damage range, which damage range just means you won't be able to shoot. Well, you'll be able to shoot just as far, but it's not going to do as much damage far away. So, like I said, you got to take the trade-off somewhere. Now, for the next attachment is the FSS Fireline Grip. Now, the pros and cons for this. The pros, ADS recoil control. We need that to stay good with our accuracy. And the ADS gun kick, another accuracy-driven attachment. Now, the cons are the sprint to fire speed and the aim down sight speed. Now the reason I did this, because I know I said I wanted to go for a more of a faster paced build. All the other attachments are increasing sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. So this is just going to decrease it maybe a little bit, but to make the recoil control and the gun kick a lot better, this is definitely a must have for this gun. The next attachment is actually the ammunition. And the ammunition, this is kind of just like, you don't have to have this, but I just thought it would be a little bit better. It's the pros and cons are the flinch, infliction, and penetration. So, like I said, the penetration just means that you won't be able to shoot through walls, or like if someone's behind something, you won't be able to shoot through that thing and kill them. You'll still be able to kill them, but it's not going to be as effective. And for the last attachment is the Demo HVR2 stock. So the pros and cons to this: pros, aiming stability and flinch resistance. So that's another thing that is actually going for our accuracy. And the con is ADS move speed. And I know I said this build is going to be fast, and trust me, it is incredibly fast with all these attachments. But like I said, everything else is making our moving speed and our every speed about this gun a lot better. So if you want, you can change this, but in my personal opinion, this is the best class that I've found. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and peace out.